But let's talk about another big potential free agent in next season's free agent class, and that would be Kawhi. Because Kawhi, he made some comments that kind of got people in LA land a little nervous. Yo, he really didn't show much support to the Clippers past this year, and I'm watching it. I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't gonna show them no type of love. He
No, yeah,
wilding.
you know what? But me personally, I feel like this is Kawhi. Like we are finally seeing who Kawhi is because for the most part, he's been on the Spurs, clearly not out of loyalty, but just because that's what his contracts were and he was where the money was. But after that, he went to Toronto, got them a chip, and then showed zero loyalty after 1 year. And then
Mm-hmm.
now he's on the Clippers, showing zero loyalty after 1 year. Like, I feel like this is just Kawhi, and we're just figuring it out because now he has the flexibility to play around with his contracts. He never had that opportunity before, so that's why he was just quiet and stood where he needed to.
At
So
this,
I don't
at,
think anyone should be surprised.
yeah, at this point, he's a hired gun. He's a mercenary.
Yeah.
Yo, you're close to getting to the playoffs. All right, come on. I head over there. Let's see what we could do after a year or two, and then I'm out.
Unless he saw what they extended Paul George for, and he's like, "Nah, this ain't it. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. He said, abort, ejectocito, cuz.
Oh man.
Yo, that just crazy. I'm like, damn. And it kind of, I don't know if it makes me nervous about potentially targeting a Kawhi because it seemed like he could be I don't know him personally, but it seems like he could be hard to work with and hard to please. So if Kawhi is looking for like these short-term deals where you're only signing, 2 years with an option, then maybe that might be something the Knicks could be open to. But the only problem I have with that is when you sign these stars to these kind of deals, you kind of give them way too much leverage and they have way too much control over the franchise. So that's something I would want to stay away from. If Kawhi, as you said, he hasn't seemed too loyal to any one franchise, so this would be, highly unlikely. But if he were to show some legit loyalty to the organization and say, okay, this is the team I want to be on, I really like the Knicks and I want to help build something special here, then I would say, all right, we can bring him in. But if he's going to just be a legit mercenary, then, hey, sign up to a 1 year deal and see if it works. 1 year deal.
I'm not a fan of that.
Why?
I'm more of if he wants to come here, sign a max contract or like give us 3-4 years or 2 years with an option. But for us to hire him for 1 year, that's just going to disrupt whatever chemistry we have building with our
That's
core.
true. That's
It's
true.
going to take away minutes from our core, thus taking away their growth, all for nothing for 1 year of just
will it take away their growth though? Because let's think about it. If you add Kawhi onto that team, you're gonna see a team that's gonna be playing a lot better. At least I would think they're playing a lot better because Kawhi is not necessarily that player that's going to deny others from getting a shine. Like Kawhi is not a player like he's going to stop the ball. Kawhi still plays within the offense, and at times when things break down, he's that closer. So I will agree with you. It would be detrimental for a player like RJ, but
Exactly.
But long term, would it be beneficial for the actual team? Because I don't know if I want to give Kawhi 5 years and have him out here wilding for this team. You give Kawhi a 1 year deal, it don't work. Peace. You still got your cap space. Get out of here. Worst case scenario.
You give Kawhi 4 years. You could, if it's not working out after a year, you can trade him, and he's still worth a lot because he's on contract for all those years. But if we sign him to a 1 year deal, we just threw away our money. We didn't get anything out of it.
How do you figure? We could always trade him at the trade deadline if it don't work. But think about it. It's salary
That's
cap
not
space.
enough time.
Why not? Think about it. It's salary cap space. So it's not like we trading assets for him. If we not getting that 30 million in salary cap space back at the end of the season anyway. We're going to free it up when he moves on. But unless you can show me a player that's going to bring more to the team than a Kawhi, then I don't see why it would be wrong bringing him in for a 1 year deal just to see how it works. And this is completely hypothetical because I highly doubt Kawhi would even sign a 1 year deal. But to me, that would be the only way I would really want it to go down, honestly, because I really don't want to give Kawhi a 4 or 5 year. Well, we can't give him 5 years. I don't want to give Kawhi a 4 year deal, especially with the way he over there in LA wilding, talking about, oh, I'm noncommittal. And then the way he was wilding in San Antonio, I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
I mean, look, But look at what San Antonio was able to get for him. Granted, they ain't doing nothing with it, but
Yeah,
they
that's
got
true.
a pretty decent player in DeMar DeRozan, and they got some draft picks. Like,
But think about it. They only traded him for 1 year. They only got 1 year out that deal. So if we can get him and it don't work, maybe we could do 1-1. Well, if you do 1-1, it's going to be a player option. Like, it's so tricky trying to sign these star players because they have so much leverage. You can't really sign a team friendly contract with these star players. So trying to negotiate or try to think of something that's going to be team friendly is just difficult because you ain't getting no team friendly deal with them.
I'm telling you, just the 4 year. Because if you can get him to sign for a 4-year deal, and it don't work after the first year, you can trade him, and teams are gonna want him because one, he's Kawhi. So playoff bound teams, they're gonna give up a lot of future picks to keep Kawhi on for 2 years and a player option.
But you also have to think, as a star player, he has a lot of leverage in where he'll get traded to. That's why.
Not
That's
if he doesn't
why.
have it. No, I thought it's only if you have a no trade clause.
No, look at James Harden right now. James Harden is out there huffing and puffing, but he's going to go to a team that he's comfortable with. He's not going to get traded to something like the Sacramento Kings because he's going to do the same thing he's doing in Houston.
Why?
Because you got to remember, these are star players. They're getting paid a lot of money, so they have a lot of leverage. If the Sacramento Kings were to trade for James Harden and he was going to be like, yeah, I'm not playing, they'd be shit out of luck. Their whole season would be ruined. So they don't want to invest trading assets for James Harden for him to pull up and be like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing I'm doing in Houston, which is being a big ass baby.
See, and that's crazy. I feel like the league does need to do something about that. Like on some, the owners need to get together and say, listen, if players are acting crazy because they want to get traded, no team take them. Just they stuck there.
See, but then that's another slippery slope because now that's collusion, and then the owners can't really come together. Well, they can. They trust me. I'm pretty sure they do that, but they don't do it. Fact, because they did that to Melo for a while. They're like, yeah, we're not signing him. We got to teach them a lesson. These players are getting out of control.
Which is crazy. Like, of all people, Melo, come on, that's Melo. Like, come on, man. Yeah.
They had Melo on First Take begging. I'm like, that's sad. Because, I'm not a big Melo fan, but once I seen that, I'm like, yeah, I can't stop. I can't keep wilding on Melo because they really doing that man dirty right now. My man was on First Take begging to Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, Melo, you was better than this. You don't got to go to Stephen A. Smith, try back for your job back.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. And then Stephen A. there screaming like, yeah, like Stephen A. get out of here. But let's talk about the upcoming game. We got a game later on tonight. Who do you think?